Hi, and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Shelley Whitehead. Hopefully you had a fantastic Thanksgiving and got your fill of all the stuff you love. We want to thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank those people who've made this program possible. It is the season of thanks, and we would not be here without these people who stepped forward, organizations and businesses, and said, we like what you're doing and want to keep it going. So we'd like to thank our premier supporters. They are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and United Way of Steele County. Thank you. Also, thank you to our primary supporters, Amy Swain Hearing Centers and Little Theater of Owatonna, and then our interlude supporters. They are Abraham Consulting Technologies, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Glenn Meager and Tim Thomas of the Brick Meager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Brookdale Senior Living, Clarebridge and Sterling House, Carlson Branstad and Company CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Owatonna Business Incubator, Owatonna Foundation, Profinium Financial, R&K Electric, Snap Fitness, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Incorporated Video Productions, and TPS Insurance. Thank you to each of those businesses. We'd like you to thank them too. Go in and say, hey, we saw you on the Owatonna Today Show, and make sure you give them their business, because that's kind of what it's all about, is supporting local community and organizations and letting them know that you like what they do in the community as well. If you'd like to be a part of this amazing journey we have on the Owatonna Today Show, feel free to give Leanne a call at 390-5751, and she'll give you all the deets that you need to know how you can be a part of our show. She's shaking her head at me. You can't do that. It's Thanksgiving. Thanks so much. We'll be right back. We're going to meet a lovely new addition to the Owatonna Chamber of Commerce, as well as an update with the Bremer Bank. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
If clothing catches fire, stop, drop, and roll. If your clothes catch on fire, do not panic and run. This only fans the fire. Stop where you are, drop to the ground, and roll over and over to smother the flames. Cover your face with your hands to protect your eyes and your throat and lungs from the burns. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, my name is Dave Olson, and I'm with R&K Electric, where we provide power to the people. We're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Director.
There we go. And we're back. Who are you?
I'm Katie Godfrey.
And you have a new job. Tell me your title.
Yeah, I'm the Director of Conventions and Tourism at the Owatonna Area Chamber of Commerce and Tourism.
Wow, you've got a really big card.
Yes.
Long, isn't it, to fit all of that on there. Katie, thanks so much for joining us. We want to welcome you to Owatonna. It's a great community. I think you'll like it. You kind of knew a little bit about it before you came, though, didn't you?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. I'm really happy to be here. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in Owatonna, but I've lived in Albrecht for a couple of years, went to college in Northfield, and worked in St. Paul, so I'm very familiar with southern Minnesota in general. We have some family in Owatonna, so we've visited them a little bit, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your background and kind of what led you to this position.
So I'm originally from Madison, Wisconsin, and I have some roots in Reedsburg, Wisconsin as well, which is about 20 minutes away from the Wisconsin Dells. Okay. And for the past 4 years, I've been helping out a nonprofit on and off called the Worm Farm Institute, and we've been organizing a big festival called Fermentation Fest. And it's not exactly what it sounds like. It's not a beer fest. It's two different components. There are classes on all things fermentation, about 40 different classes held in downtown Reedsburg, and this happens for 10 days in October. And then the major component is called the Farm Art Detour, and you can take a self-guided drive through the country and see giant art installations out in farm fields that are commissioned by professional artists. And there are about 8 different art installation stops, and then there are about 20 more additional stops that you can actually get out of your car and see or eat. There are a lot of food chain stops and educational signage and things like that about the history of the region. So that's been, it's called creative placemaking, which is economic development with art at its core. Okay. And it's kind of a new thing, but it's something that has sparked my interest and really made me interested in tourism in general and bringing people to a region that, in that case, a lot of people don't often go to.
So. Well, even for a unique reason, you know, we do know there's farms out there.
Right, exactly.
But then to kind of go beyond that and see that. About how many people do you think attended that event? again?
The first year, which was 4 years ago, we had about 4,000 people, and this year we expect we had about 15,000 people. So it's been
big
growing
event.
really
That's
rapidly.
exciting.
Yeah.
Good, good. So as you look forward to Owatonna, I know this is just a couple weeks here. What are some of your first impressions of the city?
Well, I'm really interested in downtown revitalization, and I've been excited to see that the downtown is just really beautiful. And I know a lot of effort has gone into restoration and the murals that are down there, so that's been really exciting for me. And then, of course, I visited Cabela's, which I've been to multiple times in addition. And, you know, just in general, I've been visiting the business owners and lodging properties. So I've seen a lot of different places and met a lot of different people, so I can see that, you know, there are a lot of great things happening already.
I imagine there's quite a bit of learning curve for you because you are trying to convince other people and organizations to come, and yet you need to know all all the fun stuff about it.
Right. So yeah, so far over the past couple of weeks, it's mostly been meeting people. So if you ask me a question about what to visit in Owatonna, it might take me a while to answer.
Cabela's.
But yeah, Cabela's. I mean,
She's got that one down.
yeah, and I've been learning quickly, and you know, there's a great visitor guide to just look at and learn from. And you know, the staff at the chamber has been really helpful so far, so it's been really great.
I imagine that having someone come in new to the community is actually pretty good for this position you're in, because that's the eyes that everyone who comes will see it through.
Right.
And so for you to be able to not, you know, kind of see it freshly, and that has got to be a good advantage.
Exactly, yeah, that's been really helpful so far for me, and I think it will be helpful in the long term for the chamber.
I know that you've already got some big things coming up. We had mentioned this earlier in the week, but you talked a little bit about the St. Paul Saints coming. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so that's something that's really exciting. We just found out that the St. Paul Saints are going to be playing a barnstorming game in Owatonna on May 16th, and so basically, I think we'll be assembling an all-star team from different people from southern Minnesota, including people from the Aces.
So it doesn't have to be just Owatonna.
That's my understanding.
Okay,
I
good.
think we're kind of, you know, working out the details, but so basically that will be happening May 16th, and we're hoping, my goal is to get Bill Murray to come since he is one of the owners of the Saints.
Oh, wouldn't that
so
be
that will
fun?
be, yeah,
Yeah.
exciting if he makes it out.
Yeah, we have to bribe him with something. I don't know, Costas candy. I don't know, have to get him something.
We'll
that he
figure out
can,
something,
yeah, that would
yeah.
be pretty exciting to
Yep.
bring him down here. What other things are you thinking about? Do we need to be aware of that's coming into Owatonna area?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing right now is for the holiday season, the Lowe family is coming back to Owatonna from Nashville, and they'll be doing a concert at the Little Theater in Owatonna on December 13th, and it will be at 7 p.m. Tickets are $25 for adults, $15 for students, 18 and under, and you can buy tickets at the Community Ed, Triumph Graphics, and Steele County History Center. So that's going to be a great performance, you know, definitely a great way to get into the holiday season.
And it's, again, something that's unique about Owatonna is being able to bring these kind of bigger acts from far away,
Right.
because we do have a large community support to that kind of stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, a draw for people. And then we also want to make sure people are shopping in, I know tomorrow, Saturday, is Small Business Saturday. We want people to
Right.
shop locally.
Yes, that's going to be really exciting. You know, definitely make sure to go downtown. The stores that are participating in Shop Small are going to have bags that you can grab and all sorts of fun paraphernalia. So
Yeah.
it's a great way to support the local community. I know that Black Friday is always fun for people, you know, to shop online, but you're really missing out on some really unique gifts if you don't shop
Right.
in your own community.
Right, and also helping your neighbor. You know, those people who live right next
Yep.
to you. Good.
Support those local businesses.
And what other things do we have coming up in the area? Is it for the holidays or? you don't
Yeah,
have them?
well, there are a lot of different things going on, you know, Cocoa with Santa and things like that. So all of the details can be found on our website, visit owatonna.org. Pretty much anything you can think of holiday related is happening in December,
Yeah.
but the Lowe family performance
It's the
is
big
kind of
one.
the biggest one.
As you move forward with your position and you're looking at drawing people from your initial professions, just from your initial, I can't even think of the word, the way you see things initially. Tell me, what are some of the things that you think might be a draw for people that maybe we haven't quite thought of?
Well, I've spent some time with the Orphanage Museum people, and that's been really fun, and I know that's been kind of a main attraction in addition to the Rad Zoo and a couple other places. I think that, you know, every community has its gems, and there are always different ways that you can promote those places that already exist in different ways than we have in the past, so I think that's one thing to think about. In terms of other things that are happening. I think I'm too new to really know
Yeah.
what would be great to promote, but I know that a lot of what Explore Minnesota has been doing, the state tourism agency, they've been focusing on a lot of the natural areas. So I think focusing a little bit more on promoting our parks and trails and things like that is definitely going to be a good thing.
Do you think you could see maybe some time of doing something like you did in Wisconsin, of bringing some unique perspective to those outdoor activities that maybe people wouldn't necessarily have gone out if they didn't have that to draw?
Yeah, I mean, I think public art in general is really underutilized as a way to bring tourism to a region, whether it's permanent installations or temporary. So I definitely think that there is room for that in any community, and I hope that because of my experience, I'll be able to do that someday.
Kind of think outside that box. And
Right.
it's interesting because we do have just a large group of artists in this area, so it'd
Right.
be easy to do that kind of,
Right.
just gather from the different areas and have them be a part of that.
Yeah, every community has artists, whether you know it or not. So they're
Well, we
always
do.
out there.
We're pretty aware of
storytellers
that. They're
and-
crazy.
Yeah.
So if people wanted to get to know you or have questions for you, how can they get a hold of you?
They can call the Owatonna Area Chamber of Commerce. I don't even have cards yet. I'm that new, so
They'll be big when they do,
don't
because
ask
your
me
title's
to.
really
That's
tall.
the number.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the best way to get a hold
Leanne
of me
has
for
that up there
now.
for you, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. And I want to thank you and welcome you to Owatonna. And I guess we're going to end this a little early today, but we'll give the Bremer Foundation a little bit more time. But thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Thanks
a
for
pleasure
having
meeting you.
me, and happy holidays.
You too.
Thanks.
We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Stan Groff, Director of Steele County Public Health and a member of the United Way Community Leadership Team. United Way focuses on the building blocks of life: education, income, and health. Our programs and initiatives prepare children from birth for academic success, well-paying jobs, and a healthy lifestyle. That's why I joined Mayo Clinic Health System and the Owatonna School District to lead this year's campaign. We invite you to invest in our community by giving to the United Way.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Hi, this is Doug Johnson at the Owatonna Business Incubator, a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show. We'd like to welcome you to the incubator. If you're a small business, whether you're existing or a startup, we can help you with office space, manufacturing or warehouse, and free confidential counseling.
Hi, my name is Ryan Gillespie with Bremer Bank Mortgage. By trusting your home loan needs to Bremer Bank, you are guaranteed a personalized, straightforward, and honest experience from application to closing. We look forward to guiding you through your next home purchase or refinance.
And we're back with the Owatonna Today Show. In studio, I do have with me Evelina Giobbe and Dave Albrecht. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good.
You guys, you feeling okay? Do you have? Are you? What's that? When you have the turkey, the
I am
stuffed.
Tryptophan.
No, you
we're
didn't
ready
OD
to go.
on that?
Yeah,
All right,
ready
good.
to go.
Good. I just want to make sure we're all
We
good.
had our turkey nap yesterday.
Oh, good. The turkey nap. Good. Well, Evelina, it's been, you were saying, almost 2 years.
It is. It's although United Way has been looking at the model that we've been using and the work we've been doing in the community for quite a few years. 2 years ago, we received a very generous grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, and we had two goals. The first was to do a community assessment looking at income, education, and health gaps in the community. And the second was to develop and start to implement a strategic plan that would increase academic success, reduce poverty, and increase health with a particular focus on healthy eating and obesity. And in fact, Dave Albrecht here. And Dave has been involved in this process from the beginning and is the chair of our health committee, but can also give you a bit of overview on how we got to where we are right now.
Why don't you do that, Dave? Give us an idea of kind of where we started and where we're headed.
Well, I think the focus that I have is definitely health, but determinants of health are far-reaching. I think we came to the conclusion that a person's socioeconomic status has a lot to do later in life with how they do from a health perspective, and then also there's a strong tie-in to education. And when we started this project, we knew there would be crossover, and there is. I think the primary emphasis now for the next few years is going to be to work on income and trying to reduce the incidence of poverty. So a lot of effort going into that. The other thing is the planning phase was sort of the easy part of this. We're into implementation now, and being a high achiever, I always like results, but right now it's get it right and be patient because this is systemic change. This is trying to get at the root cause of some of these issues, which are really prevalent in almost every community across this country. And we're all going to have to figure this out if we want to succeed as a society in the long term. So it's exciting work. I think the ability to be able to make systemic change and to be a part of that is really the reward. But patience and hard work are the order of the day.
Well, what's interesting is, I know United Way has never shied away from hard work, but it's just a new emphasis. It's a new way of looking at it. Instead of doing the emergency care, it's kind of, like you said, reaching at the core, starting it before it even starts, stopping it before it even starts.
At one point, we quite a few years ago, took a look and did an assessment of how we were using the community's dollars and funding agencies and programs that do very good work helping people with their basic needs, mentoring for kids, a little work with seniors. But when we looked at it over a period of time, we realized that the numbers weren't changing. The number of people who needed assistance, the number of children who needed help wasn't changing at all. And that was because we were being responsive. Instead of looking at the root causes of these problems and begin to think about collaborating with all the other organizations in the community, like the school, like the hospital, like the clinic, like public health, and to begin to talk about what are we each doing in our individual silos, what are our individual goals, and how can we put this together so we're all working for the same outcomes. And again, Dave was very involved in.
And I think that's really the key to this. United Way isn't taking this on by ourselves. We're more or less serving in a role as a group that would help focus energy, a convener, if you will. I think the most recent example of that in the health perspective is the work we've done with public health. And public health has its own initiative through a program called State Health Improvement Project, or SHIP. And my health committee now is helping to lead the direction of that. And there is grant money available for certain projects, healthy eating, and also exercise. The one point I would really like to make, though, in terms of health, and it's probably true in the others too, but more so in health, is what we really need to do is small incremental changes over long periods of time. So, for example, just giving people, disadvantaged people, access to fresh fruit and vegetables, teach them how to prepare those in a healthy way. If you sustain that over time, does make a big difference. Same is true with just activity. Small amounts of activity practiced over a long period of time, integrating those into your lifestyle as opposed to having to make separate time for exercise and those things are really some of the fundamental things that we hope to accomplish through this project and through the health committee.
I think we see it in education too. So our premier project with education is making sure that children are reading or ready to read when they reach kindergarten, because we know if they are, they'll hit that 3rd grade mark and be successful, and if they're not, they're unlikely to be able to catch up. So small incremental change that's part of your life, not something extra. Dolly Parton Library, over 500 children are signed up, 500 families are signed up. And so this becomes part of the family's daily interaction, where children have their own books and they read with their parents. So it's not an extra thing, it's not extra studying, it's making reading and education part of your life and bringing your family together, and at the same time preparing for the future. So what looks like a small change sometimes is really the building blocks. And it takes many years before you see the results of that. It's not counting widgets.
Well, I love, though, that there are some widgets you can count. You know, the Boots program, I know, is something we keep talking about because it's just been so effective.
Yeah, I think we had another great example, and I'm not on the income committee, but they just had a job fair at the high school. We've talked a lot about at the United Way life transitions, and people in life transition that's when they tend to fall through the cracks. And one of those life transitions is just those kids that have gone through high school and they aren't maybe college bound or aren't going in the military, and then what do? What kind of opportunities can we start to put in front of them that connect with them? And so I think this jobs fair, and there were some other aspects of that, are really trying to connect that group of people so that they can find meaningful work after high school, job or life-sustaining work. And so it's those transitions. There's other transitions like breakup of a family or death of a spouse, or there's a lot of them. So this was just one example of some of the work that we've begun to get into.
I think when we talk about our new role, we're conveners, we're joiners also. And we're facilitators. And so Tanya Paley, who's our Director of Strategic Implementation, and is working now with Jennifer Libby, and they are co-chairing a committee of manufacturers and school people from the high school. And they're meeting because the manufacturers don't have enough skilled personnel for the jobs they want to fill. And people think that manufacturing is what it was 100 years ago, a dirty job. And actually today you need computer skills, and it can be a well-paying career. And so we're working with the schools and the manufacturers, playing the role of the co-convener with the chamber to make sure that these two groups are hearing each other and working together to prepare our youth for those transitions from high school into a good job. And that may include apprenticeships, it may include shadowing, it may include a summer internship. So again, we're being proactive.
Yes,
At the same time, we must reassure people that, the poor will always be with us.
Yes,
the services will continue, but our goal is to reduce the need. And it's doable, like Dave said, patience. This takes a very long time.
This will take a long time to even see results. I think that's the one thing that we have to have the ability to sustain this. Just as I talked about people sustaining small changes, the United Way has to sustain this effort in our community for a long period of time to see meaningful results, and that's what we're out to do.
So just encouraging people who are watching today, just to say, these are the implements, these are going to happen, but stick with us. We're, you're in it for the long haul. You are not, as the United Way, are not looking for quick fixes. You're understanding, and so you're asking the community to support you in that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the one thing before we go, will you have continue to have community involvement in this as you did the front end of this?
We're actually having it right now.
Yeah.
In the committees, there aren't just professionals in the field who are engaged, but community members. You can't make plans for community change if the community isn't involved in it. So every voice is heard in different arenas, and that's the core of our work.
Thank you so much for your time today. Really do appreciate it. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
There's myself.
Hi, Warren Abraham Consulting Technologies, your one-stop technology shop. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress.
Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do.
Owatonna Public Utilities.
And it's time for a look at some of the stuff that's going on in your community. The Steele County Historical Society announces its 2014 Christmas in the Village. This historic holiday spectacular will take place Friday, December 5th from 4:30 to 8:30, Saturday, December 6th from 10 a.m. till 2 at the Village of Yesteryear. Friday night will feature a luminary-lit village and strolling carolers, and a Christmas Carol sing-along will be held at the Saco Church from 5:30 to 7:30. Both days, the History Center will be open with free admission. Friday will be from 4:30 to 6:30, and a wild rice soup and chili supper will be offered at the History Center Wenger Room. Saturday, the Village and History Center will be open from 10 till 2, and you can enjoy the same activities as Friday night. And Saturday, the History Center will feature the following performances. The 3rd annual Artisan Market with many gift shop vendors, as well as the Owatonna Lodge Meatball Supper on Saturday. You can get a traditional Scandinavian holiday meal for $12 for adults and $5 for children. The holiday fun does continue that following Sunday when the Historical Holiday House Tour returns until noon, from noon till 5. And the Owatonna Hospice Star of Hope lighting is coming at Daybreak Community Church on Harvest Lane. It's Sunday, December 7th at 5 p.m. A program of music, prayer, and remembrance of loved ones, followed by the lighting of the star. A gift of $10 or a donation of your choice will help to light the star. If you want more information, you can contact them at the Daybreak Community Church. And At Home with the Lowe's is an acoustic Christmas. This is Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m. at the Little Theater in Owatonna. Tickets are $25 for adults, $15 for students 18 and under. And you can get them at the Owatonna Community Education, Triumph Graphics, and Steele County History Center. The concert is to benefit the Owatonna Community Education. It's one show only, limited seating, so make sure you get your tickets today. Thank you so much for joining us here today on the Owatonna Today Show. We're going to be back next week, and please have a great, safe holiday weekend. On Monday, we're going to be talking with Shop with Santa, as well as Christmas in the Village Holiday Open House, all coming up. So please have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.